Hello, I am Gianina Sipitca, and I am the author of the book Fiction of Not This Is What I Got, with the first novel entitled The Big Thought Reading Machine, and the second continuation, the second book entitled Dystopian. Freedom of the mind, body, and spirit in the context of the social contract. Dulkina received her new assignment via subliminal level communication. The three people wanted to have a guideline from her as to how to better use their arguments in the fight against the Goa'ulds. She started reminiscing about when she first coined the expression. It was 20 years ago, in 1999, when she first started noticing strange things around the office. People wearing the same color clothes she did, people coughing when she was thinking angry thoughts, people coming to witness her conversations with colleagues. How the times have passed. She was only 34 years old when she started guessing the existence of the big thought reading machine. Intuitively, she figured out it existed, but it took her almost 4 years to realize how it might work and to start talking about the need for people to be on their own free will, to never allow anybody else in society to ever go through what she was going through. She went on her first hunger strike in December of 1999, demanding that she be told about this voodoo machine, as she called it at the time. She had never been trained at subliminal level, and she only knew about telepathy and intuition. Every thought that went through her mind she considered was her own. She remembers thinking many times that she had crazy thoughts. Unlike one might think, these were usually thoughts that she did not know how they aroused. As in thinking all of a sudden, where did that come from? Crazy thought, why would I think that? Having never been told, she never could have guessed that other people can sneak in and leave an order about doing one thing or another directly with her subconscious. Like ordering from a menu, she thought to herself. It took her about a decade of ruminating, meditating, and pondering on countless occasions about this machine and her own condition in society. She remembers when in the beginning she considered that maybe she was born a slave, the only one in society. Maybe society decided to have a slave of the mind, somebody to whom they would lie systematically about the subliminal communication and who would have to just take the insult in order for the others to be able to discover what is the horizon of human imagination when the individual is in physical pain and or mental anguish. For almost a decade, she pleaded with a master of sorts to be allowed to have a normal relationship with her husband, to be offered the freedom of the mind, to not destroy the big thought reading machine, but instead to recognize that she would be the only one the machine would use as a guinea pig, while recognizing the rights of everybody else to know and speak freely about the machine, to recognize the mind and the machine's powers over every other individual. She was pleading constantly for the need of recognizing that nobody else can possibly be considered a free individual when the machine can influence their health, can tell them how to vote, or when they do not talk freely about their own powers of influencing each other's health, erase each other's mind literally just by instructing the subconscious to forget a certain subject without fear of the law, or at the constant taunting that some are inclined to bring upon others at subliminal level. Around 2009, she started calling the latter group the Goa'ulds. Around 2011, when she started having conversations with people after they admitted only at subliminal level that there is indeed such a machine, and that people have communicated indeed at subliminal level since the beginning of time, the then president of the country, Mr. William Obama, had told her that the role she had chosen for herself was that of the leader of the free people. Now, in 2019, she has come a long way. The free people communicate with her subliminally. There is a fight and a movement for freedom of the mind, body, and spirit, and she was asked to give them some talking points and some hints as to their arguments to use in their fight for overliminality. I found somewhere written that social contract theory is an ancient philosophical idea that states that an individual's ethical and political obligations relate to an agreement he has with every other individual within a society. The way we are to understand the idea contradicts every one of the Goa'ul's claims that some people, namely them, would have the right to infringe upon any of the rights of the other citizens simply because they, the Goa'uls, according to their claims, consider themselves above everybody else and above the law. The rule of law is a concept that people have defined since biblical times. Deuteronomy is the Torah's ultimate contract between the people of Israel, their God, contract that did bind them together. While Deuteronomy is a natural law, a law inherently present, ordained by God, not by people, the similarity with the laws of the democracies lie in the fact that even the king is subject to it. Civilized society does have a tendency to converge towards the concept of democracy. In a democracy, one does not have the right to infringe on the rights of others. Not even the majority can enact laws that infringe upon the rights of minorities. However, no individual or minority should confuse the human rights or the laws protecting minorities with any type of mandate of the minority or individuals to consider themselves above the law. The Goa'uls are simply called criminals by any civilized society, and they would have to cease and desist.